The big news out of the Queen's Platinum Jubilee celebrations in London was all about Prince Andrew, the Duke of York, who has tested positive for COVID. And while I'm sure we all feel sorry for the Duke of York, I think a lot of people in the royal family will be heaving a huge sigh of relief that he will not be doing a repeat performance of the display he put on at the memorial service for the Duke of Edinburgh recently, when Prince Andrew arrived with the Queen on his arm, to the shock and horror of many of the onlookers. That was quite a spectacle the British put on in London on Thursday for Trooping the Colour, the official celebration of the Queen's birthday. You saw Prince Charles, Princess Anne, the Princess Royal, and Prince William all trooping the colour on horseback. And those horses, 3 of them, were given to them by the RCMP. Yes, they were Canadian horses. No one puts on a street party quite like the British. There's going to be fireworks, there's going to be beacons from coast to coast, and huge street parties, and everyone's celebrating and have a fine old knees up, as they call it in London. The biggest cheers, of course, were for the fly past. There was a Lancaster, there were a couple of Spitfires and some Hurricanes, and then there was a magnificent display of 15 tornadoes in a formation in the shape of the number 70 in celebration of the Queen's 70 years on the throne. It was deafening, it was spectacular. You could see Prince Louis on the royal balcony grimacing in pain and holding his ears as the plane swept by Buckingham Palace. In many ways, this is a foreshadowing of what is to come for the royal family. We see Prince Charles stepping up to take the salute. We see Prince William taking a more prominent role. We saw a much more slimmed down royal family on the balcony. It was just working royals who were there. This is, if you will, a bit of a transition. This will be the last big celebration that we will see the Queen take part in London. So for many, it's a very emotional, very sentimental moment, but certainly a moment in time and a historic moment. Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, kept a very low profile. Yes, they were in Britain for the celebration, but I think that they had been warned that this was not about them. This was all about the Queen and her magnificent 70 years on the throne. So they did manage to step back. We did see one picture of her shushing some of the little princesses in the background. But I think that going forward, we may be seeing more of Harry and Meghan. Certainly, the Queen is expected to go to a birthday party for their daughter, Lilibet, her namesake, who turns 1 on Saturday. But I think there has been some fear in Buckingham Palace that Harry and Meghan, who have that blockbuster Netflix deal, may try to use their royal connections in order to get sort of insider views of what goes on behind the scenes at Buckingham Palace. This is the first time Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, has been back to the United Kingdom since she and Harry dramatically stepped back from their royal duties just before the pandemic set in early 2020. So it's going to be a fascinating time. Harry, one suspects, may feel the need to sprinkle a little more royal pixie dust over his career because things seem to have stalled. Their animated children's program has been cancelled by Netflix, and he seems to be having trouble getting his content generated for his documentary. For your Royal Report, I'm Christina Blizzard. You can catch up on more royal news at thetorontosun.com.